If you've been enjoying the stories I share, consider subscribing. Your support keeps me going and helps me bring more to this space. Thank you. Now here's today's story. I told him I needed some space, and he vanished like I never existed. That one sentence kept circling in my mind like a curse I couldn't undo. When I said it, I never meant goodbye. Not even close. I imagined a few days apart, maybe a week at most. Just a pause, long enough to breathe, to untangle my thoughts, to figure out why things between us suddenly felt like holding sand. But to him, it must have sounded like the green light to disappear. It all began on our 3rd anniversary. I had spent the day preparing something quiet but special at home. His favorite meal simmered on the stove. I lit candles, poured wine, queued up a playlist of songs that once meant everything to us. I even hung old photos strung between fairy lights. It wasn't extravagant, but it was full of love. I waited. Minutes stretched into nearly an hour. The pasta went cold, and the wax puddled into useless shapes. No call, no text, just silence. When he finally walked through the door, he looked surprised. Not sheepish, not apologetic, just casually surprised. "What's all this?" he asked, tossing his bag onto the couch. My voice wavered as I said, "It's our anniversary." He blinked. "Oh, right. Work was crazy. I totally forgot." That's when something in me cracked. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't cry. I simply stood up, blew out the candles, and said, "I think I need some time." He chuckled at first, like it was some kind of joke. But when he realized I was serious, he got quiet. Then he packed a small overnight bag, said he'd crash at Marcus's place, and left. That was the last time I saw him. At first, I assumed he was giving me space, like I'd asked. I even imagined he'd show up the next day with flowers or a heartfelt apology. But that day passed. Then another. Then a week. Still nothing. I reached out once, a simple, "Can we talk?" No reply. Out of concern more than anything, I called Marcus. He said, "Yeah, he stayed here one night, then dipped the next morning." Haven't heard from him since. Something in his tone felt too controlled, like he was holding back. I spiraled from hurt into confusion, and then into something uglier. Paranoia. I checked his social media. Dead silence. I opened our old messages. Nothing new. And then I did what I never thought I would. I logged into his email. I still had his password saved from years ago, when I helped him with a job application. I hesitated. Then I clicked in. That's when I saw it. A one-way flight booked 2 days after he left, to Barcelona. No note, no farewell, just an itinerary with his name, his loyalty number, and his email address. My stomach dropped. I kept hoping I was wrong, that it was for someone else, that he had a reason. I even reached out to his sister. We'd never been close, but I was desperate. Her message was short. He told me you ended things. He's just moving on. Moving on? Was I the only one who didn't know we had ended? What followed were the bleakest months of my life. Each day felt like pressing replay on a movie I hated. Wake up, check phone. Nothing. Scroll through our memories. Blame myself. Repeat. Then, after 3 long months, I got a message. But not from him. Her name was Selene. A stranger. I almost deleted it, but the first line stopped me cold. "Hi, I think we're both involved with the same man." Attached was a photo. Him, smiling on a beach, arm around her. The same tattoo on his forearm. The same curls brushing against her hair. The caption, "New chapter, new love." The date? 3 weeks after he vanished. I messaged her back immediately. I asked when they met, how long they'd been together, if she knew he had left a relationship behind. Her reply gutted me. He said his ex threw him out and the whole thing was toxic. He seemed devastated. I told her everything, from the anniversary dinner, to the break, to the silence. Her response came quickly. I had no idea. "I'm so sorry." She ended it with him that day. But for me, that wasn't closure. It was another wound layered over the first one. He didn't just leave. He twisted the truth to suit himself. He painted himself as a victim, erasing me like I was just a mistake. I tried to move on. I really tried. But 2 more months passed, And then came a message from a friend. Guess who's back from Europe? I froze. I didn't respond for 2 days. Then I gave in. I messaged him. He replied almost instantly. I've been meaning to reach out. The words made me laugh. Of course he had. We agreed to meet at a cafe not far from my place. I wore the same jacket I had on the night of our anniversary. It wasn't nostalgia. It was armor. He walked in looking tan, like he lived an entirely different life. Different scent. Same smile. I missed you, he said. I said nothing. He started talking about Barcelona, the people, the healing, the escape. He spoke like he had survived something. Then he said, I needed time to recover from how you hurt me. I blinked. You think I hurt you? He nodded. You said you needed space. That sounded like a breakup to me. I didn't want to fight, so I left. So your answer was to vanish? No message, no talk, just run. He looked away. I thought I was doing the right thing. That's when it hit me. He wasn't sorry. He didn't regret the lies or the silence. He just regretted that it didn't work out the way he wanted. Regretted that his fantasy ended. Not us. You could have asked, I said. One call, one text. But instead you wrote me out of the story and cast yourself as the one who was wronged. He lowered his eyes. I didn't mean to. No, you just meant to walk away without guilt. And that's exactly what you did. I stood up. Running isn't brave. And rewriting the past to avoid guilt, that's cowardice. He didn't follow me. He just sat there. This time, I was the one who walked away, and I didn't look back.